Hello everyone, this is my last video for today. So I thought I'd go over one more sentence, and I thought I'd choose one that's a little bit more difficult, that incorporates a few more moving parts, and I wanted to do something that's in the present tense. I also realized that in assignment 5, um, there is an adjectival phrase, and that's well, it's classed as a modifier. I think you can find it on page 166 in the textbook. But that's the only place where it mentions how to combine an adjective like red into the noun phrase, the car. All right, so let's start by identifying maybe where our phrases are. So I can, just by looking at the sentence, I can see the red car being a noun phrase and orbits the earth quickly be my verb phrase. Let's start with the noun phrase. So the is my determiner. Red is an adjective, and car is a noun. All right, so what I'm going to do here is this adjective is going to be part of an adjectival phrase, my AP here. And what I'm going to do is just join this AP up with this noun and make another noun. Now, I'm not entirely sure this is correct, but for assignment 5, let's just go with this. I haven't had a chance to ask Professor Libin what he wants us to do here, but for the time being, let's just stick with this method. And so this is kind of neat because now we can take our determiner and connect that to the noun, and we have our noun phrase. Now it could be that this maybe is an N bar. I'm not sure. I only know that we use N bars to connect complements, and the modifier, if I go by what it says in the book, where is that? Yeah, it says it attaches to the right side of the head, but above the complement. So that tells me that it's treated a little bit differently from a complement. But anyway, let's move on. Let's get our TP up here. We'll join our noun up to that. All right, so the next weird thing we have here, so in our verb phrase, we've got our verb, and then we've got our determiner, and a noun here. And now we have another thing that we haven't really encountered before, but this is going to be an adverbial phrase. So quickly is an adverb. English it's a little bit easier to identify adverbs in English because they tend to have this ly ending. That's not always true. If we actually look at this morphologically, it's always true when you have an adjective with an ly on the end, right? An interesting exception. I know this is a bit of a tangent, but it's kind of cool. If you take something like lovely, so this is not an adverb, and we can look at this morphologically because love is a noun, and when we add ly to a noun, it just makes it into an adjective. But when we take something like quick, that's an adjective, or ready, and add an ly, it's going to be an adverb. All right, and so what we'll do is connect this up to an adverbial phrase here, or ADVP, if that's completely unclear to anybody. And then over here, we'll have our noun phrase. Oh, my ends are just getting even worse. Okay, and then here we'll have our verb and our noun phrase making an N bar, and that N bar will attach together with that adverbial phrase to make our verb phrase. And now the last thing we have to do is add our tense. So that's our T here. And yeah, we always want to make sure that our these are branching downwards and not completely horizontal. Yeah, just try your best not to avoid any kind of horizontal lines. They always want to be branching downwards. And this will come over here. And in this case, because we're in the present tense orbits, we're going to say minus past. That's PST. All right, so here we have a much more complicated tree structure for this sentence. So the new things are that we have something in the present tense, and we denote that by saying it's not the past tense, which may be a little bit odd to some. We have our adjectival phrase here, modifying car. And again, just keep a red flag around the way that this structure is being used, because we may change that depending on how Professor Libin feels about it. And then we have our adverbial phrase over here. I just want to stress again that if you do it like this on the for assignment 5, you will be considered correct. And hopefully we don't have to unlearn and relearn anything. But yeah, let's just go with it for now. Okay. Yeah, as always, if you have any questions, just send me an email or you can send a message on Sakai. And I hope these videos were helpful. I'll see you on Monday.